Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, we are going to continue doing some drawing, and we're going to actually do a drawing today. So let's put some of those tools that we learned to use, and primarily just using the brushes, layers, and that sort of thing. But let's apply it. We'll pick up some other tools on the way, and let's just draw a face. That's all we're going to do, draw a face. This, again, is more about applying the things we know so far in Photoshop rather than, perfecting a face or anything like that. Okay, so let's just go for it here. So I'm just gonna check what I have going on. I made a blank document. I've got one layer, so I'm pretty much always gonna draw on a separate layer. I almost never use the background layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and name this sketch. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna draw on. So we'll just start there with one layer. And let's go ahead and go to my brush here, and let's pick a good brush to draw with. So let's close these. Here's the ones that we have access to. So I'm just going to go to the pencil, Kyle's Ultimate Pencil. And let's see here. All right, there it is. A little bigger. I'll zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to make it blue. Okay, so I'm going to do this as my structure. In order to differentiate it from my clean line, I'm going to make this one blue. Let's bring the blue up there. Just kind of like a little bit desaturated blue is fine. This is kind of left over from for like just old animation when we actually drew with pencils and used a blue pencil for structure, and it was a non-photo blue pencil that wouldn't Xerox, if anybody knows what that is anymore. But so again, just drawing in the blue pencil for the structure, and we'll do our clean lines in black, and then we'll get rid of the sketch. So this is just one way to draw. There's plenty of ways to draw and paint on the computer. I'm just going for like kind of a basic way that kind of simulates how I'd approach this on paper. So let's go ahead and get some structure here. I'm just going to do like a 3/4 female face here. Okay, so I'm going to get my structure down. And draw like the head shape, do like a little tilted head here. Jaw going up that way. Okay, that's my basic head shape. Again, I can be pretty loose with this. It's just a sketch layer. And let's do a neck coming down. Like you're kind of turning your head here. And I can erase kind of as I go. So I'm going to switch to the eraser tool and kind of knock back some of these lines that kind of might get in the way here that I don't really need anymore. What eraser do I have? I'll go for the Ultimate Eraser. I kind of like it. Is it Ultimate Eraser? It's just Eraser. Eraser Natural. Okay, so I'm going to draw a midline here. Again, I hit shortcuts. So I just hit V back to get back to my brush. So I'm going to make a line to put the face in half there. Okay, and then I'm going to mark out the eyes next. So let's see, somewhere between halfway between the top of the head and the chin. Something like that. Okay. And now I'm going to mark out kind of the nose. So half. Looks half, but just, yeah. And so nose somewhere around halfway between the eye line, my middle line, and the chin, bottom of the chin. And then mouth. Mouth is not going to be quite halfway. It's going to be a little above halfway. Okay, so I got my kind of marks going there, my basic features. Okay, let's go ahead and get some details in here. So I'm I get the shape of the nose here. Drawing the tip of the nose there. I'll zoom in a little bit here. And I'm going to put my flow up a bit. I think it's cutting out on me a little too fast. Okay, nostril over here. Now, I want to keep it pretty loose right now. I don't want to draw too many details. I just want to kind of place things. The nose goes back. My 3/4 view. And got my eye socket there, but let me get the eyes in. I like to get the eyes in pretty early. Make sure they work for me. So this eye is at an angle, so I can kind of see the round of the eyeball. And it's going to be close to this part of the nose here, this part that goes up to the bridge. I learned the name of it today, and I already forgot it. But there it is. Okay, then over here, this eye, we're going to see a little, because of the way the nose is rounded and sticking out from the eye sockets, this eye is going to be a little bit set back. Okay, let's see how that works for me. Let's get the lips in here. So I'm going to erase some of this a little bit here. Let's drop that down. This eraser is not doing what I want, because it's not on the eraser. Okay, so I turned my pen upside down, because that also is a shortcut to my eraser. And it did not go to the same eraser that I had selected. It actually went to the eraser. So, note to self. Okay, so here's the top of the lip. Here is this little kind of bump in the middle of the top lip. The mouth opening right there, I think that's closed. And the bottom lip. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out so I can take a look. It's looking okay. This eye might be a little off here. But let me keep going and I'll fix it if I need to. Might be a little high. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it is. Let's keep drawing and see if it looks weird. Okay, so I'm gonna get the shape of the forehead here. The brow kind of comes out a little bit. It kind of makes like a little jutted out part right there. And then the cheekbone come out a little bit. And then go in. And then out right around where the mouth is here. Back out again. And towards the chin. Okay, the jawline is going to continue back here and start going up around here to the ear, which I have not placed yet. All right, so ear falls somewhere around between the top of the eye and the bottom of the nose, but I have to imagine the head wrapping around here. And then I've got this kind of thing going above the earlobe, sort of like knob that kind of comes out and comes up to a curl. But again, I don't want to add too much detail right now. Just kind of leave it at that. Got other things to place first. Before I go further, I'm going to do something that is super helpful. So back in the day, animators used to have a mirror, and they'd look at their drawings in a mirror to see their lean. So you can see it from a different angle, right, or reversed in a mirror. and it kind of helps you see if there's any problems. So in Photoshop, we can do that really quickly by going up to image rotation, and I can flip the canvas horizontally. And looking at your picture from a different angle, or a different perspective, I guess, be like in a mirror, can help you see things that you maybe can't see when you're looking at it from the original angle. You get kind of locked in. It's a good way to bring us out of what we're used to seeing, and then maybe help us see things that we can't. Okay, I don't see anything too glaringly obviously bad here. I think the eye might be okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this eye. We shall see. Okay, I'm gonna flip it back. But if you do see anything with yours that needs to be fixed, by all means. The earlier you fix things, the better. All right, so let's make her looking over here. So I'm gonna make the iris face that direction. I'm gonna shape the eye a little better here. So let me get in here a little bit, maybe zoom in a little. I'm gonna come up and then kind of make this a little longer going out here. Here's the inside. I have a tendency to make eyes too big, so I'll try to watch it. There's an eyelid up there. This eye's looking that direction. Okay, so even though the eye is looking over off to the left, the pupil is actually set back in the iris a bit. So it's not going to be like it's on the surface of the eyeball. It's actually going to be set back a little bit, which is kind of weird. So even here, like, you would see more of the iris on the left side, even though the eyeball's turned that way. So it actually kind of like, how do I explain? So it's like in your head, like that, like set back, like as if there's like a cone kind of shape that it's set back into in the eyeball. All right, I don't know if that helped, but that is why we see that sort of thing. Get rid of that eyeball. Okay, here we go. We got the eyes replaced. Now I want to keep this all at the same level of drawing. Like, I don't want to complete something and then come back and complete something else. So I'm getting too far in all this, and I still have to do hair and eyebrows. So I'm going to move up here, and so I'm going to do an eyebrow. So now the eye socket is set back, so the eye is going to be like out, like if there was a line there, it'd go like that, right? It would go around this part of the forehead, come in. So if I start the eyebrow here, then on this side, again, because we're going down and in, it's going to be further out. Not quite like not quite lining up with the inside of the eye. It's going to be further away. Okay, so let's bring this out and up a little bit, give it a little arch, and then get thin and go out that way. All right, and knock back those lines here. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and get some hair in place. Okay, so hair, so I think the eye is too high. All right, here's the beautiful thing about Photoshop. So I think the eye is a little high. So I'm going to see if I can adjust it a bit. Let me erase this. And I could redraw it, and maybe I should, but let me see if I can just move it. So I'm going to select it with a lasso tool. L was a shortcut for that, and so I did it real quickly without thinking. And then I'm going to hide it by hitting Command H. It's still there, but I'm just hiding it. Let me get rid of that thing right there. Command H. And then I'm going to get the Move tool, V. I'm going to see if I can adjust it a little bit. Just kind of seeing if I can mess with it. Needs to be a little lower. Maybe a little bit turned. So I'm gonna go edit, transform. This is a new tool here. The transform, I can do all sorts of things. Right now I want to rotate it slightly. So I'm going to transform tool, rotate it slightly. Also move it while it's here. Let's see if that works for me. Let's see if I even changed it. So let's go to history and just slightly. So I guess it wasn't as off as I thought it was. But anyways, there's a little tool there. You can move things around. You can even resize things. If I thought the eye was too big, I could select it. I just hit Command D to deselect in case I had it selected. But if I thought it was too big, I could select the eye. Again, with a lasso tool. Right, we learned a little bit about the selection tool and in the other videos, selection tool. I can then go to Edit, Transform, and Scale. And you can like scale things down or up and all that stuff. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit Return, get out of it, and hit Command Z to undo what I just did. Okay, so there we are. Let's see. Let's work with this. Command D to deselect in case I have it. Selection. There. All right. Some eyelashes and hair. That's what I was talking about. Hair. Okay. So hair, I want to think about the overall shape, the overall flow. So I'm going to have it flowing from the top here. Here's the forehead coming down and around here. It goes away from the head in terms of like not flat against the skull. A lot of beginning artists kind of do that thing. I'm gonna have it go kind of this way, swoop down and around. This side we'll have it come down, curl back in over here. And I'm looking for the overall shape, not individual strands of hair. The overall shape that it's making. And clumps, for clumps of hair, if anything. Okay, so I ran kind of, running out of room on the bottom here because I drew my drawing on a landscape picture, but let's say I want to change this. Since I'm doing a face, maybe I want to make it a portrait style. So let's learn how to change our document if we already have it here. So we're going to go up to Image, Canvas size, there, this popped up on my other screen. And right now it's 11 by 8.5. But let's go ahead and go 8.5 on the top by 11. Let's see what it says. Now it's going to ask me the new canvas size is smaller. Some clipping will occur. Let's see what happens. And it didn't really cut anything that I can see in my drawing, and that's fine. Now I can move my drawing. I can go to the Move tool. Shortcut is V. There it is at the very top of our toolbar. And I can use this to move things. Move it a little bit over to the side there, a little better placed. Back to my brush. And that is one of the great things about drawing digitally is that you can constantly fix, tweak, adjust everything. Okay, I'm trying to think again in clumps of hair. And I didn't want it to go that far down. And there we are. Just make this hair come down and go like around her shoulder, neck, right there. That's about probably all we'll draw here. Let's see. I think I want her neck to be turning this way. Looks like she's turning her head. This will come down like that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's just turning and looking away. So that would be the front. Shoulder would be there. Okay. All right, there we go. We've got a rough sketch and pretty much ready to be given a clean line. And we will do that on the next video. All right, hopefully you guys got a good little sketch going and got some good practice in. And I'll see you on the next one.